Hello, I'm Rose Diamond from Tribe in Transition, and I'm very curious and interested at the moment in how our culture values certain aspects of the creative process and doesn't value others. So, to be more specific, if we're active, busy, producing, constructing, being an expert, being the one who knows, then we tend to be valued, and therefore it's easier to value ourselves. Whereas if we are in a phase of the creative process where we need to be more quiet, more silent, more present, more empty, a place of not knowing, where we don't know, where we're not the expert, we're a beginner. These qualities, these aspects of the creative process tend to be more difficult for us to fully embrace because they're not culturally valued. Though it's been said many times, we've been trained to be human doings rather than being allowed to be human beings. So it's the being aspect of our nature that I'm interested in. And it seems to me, so even amongst those of us who have been on a conscious spiritual path for maybe decades, and we're interested in co-creating a new culture, a new paradigm culture from different values, even for those of us, in this case, it's still difficult for us to fully embrace and fully allow ourselves to be still, to do nothing. When was the last time you spent a whole day doing nothing? It's really difficult. So many, there's these cultural imperatives, these cultural conditions have taught us that we should be busy and doing and achieving are so deeply embedded in us, we hardly even know they're there until we actually stop and step back from them. And the reason why I think this is so important right now is because, as I see it, there are many of us who have been on a long journey. It's been a long healing journey over half a lifetime, many lifetimes perhaps. And we're coming to a place now, collectively, where we are more stabilized in our sense of wholeness. You know, in the past, in our quest, we may have had moments where we've realized wholeness, where we felt more connected to ourselves, to others, to nature, to everything. We've had that sense of connection, that sort of feeling of awakening to our authentic selves and to being more whole, more fully here and present. And then we've lost that again, and we've gone through another cycle of healing and diving deep into the self, and only to re-emerge and feel more whole. But as I understand it right now, there are more of us. It's as if we've been on a deep water crossing the great water. And we've come to dry land. Maybe it's an island, and on the other side of the island is another ocean, who knows? But right now, many of us are kind of hauling ourselves onto this dry land and starting to live more from this place of wholeness and from our deeper wisdom. And yet there's still this practice of how to allow ourselves to be the one who doesn't know, to be quiet, to be still, to not be achieving, to allow our lives to fall apart when they need to not have to be an expert, to not have to be producing anything, to be more resting in a place of receptivity. I'm really interested in this and how we can nourish ourselves and support ourselves through this. So if any of this speaks to you, I'd love you to join me in my Soul Sanctuary circles, which I'm going to be offering monthly, exploring this transition to wholeness, exploring our creative process together. And when we come together in this way, we create a bigger energy field, which opens us all to a greater inspiration to come in. So please come and join me in the Soul Sanctuary Circle. Thanks for listening.